This micro-learning course describes some social engineering techniques and how a social engineer plays a part, pretending to be somebody that they believe you will trust. It's important information for you because you need to be able to recognize the signs of a social engineer in order to avoid giving them any information that could threaten the security of your institution. In general terms, social engineering occurs when somebody uses deception to gain unauthorized access to your information, systems, or assets. Social engineers gather bits of information from different sources, including conversations with employees, your institution's annual report, news reports, your institution's website, and public reports. They will then use the information to appear legitimate. Let's say a scam artist is pretending to be an IT support technician. They may try to find out the name of the person running your department and what kind of computer system you're using. Any knowledge they gain will then be used to trick another employee into revealing even more information. The goal is to gain access to the system. Once they're in the system, they'll have access to yet more information. There are several techniques a social engineer may use. 1. In person. You may come face to face with the scam artist at some point. He might find an unattended office and pieces of paper that contain information to use in his scheme. This information could include a person's full name, social security number, and date of birth, or a computer password. He might find an unattended computer and gain access to your computer system. He could also find an access point and plug his own laptop into the system. 2. Over the phone. A crook could also try to scam you over the phone. Here's how this might unfold. The social engineer calls you and asks for your IT director's name and says he needs the name to apply for a job. Also finds out the direct phone number of one of your coworkers. Then calls your coworker and, using your IT director's name, pretends to also be an IT technician who needs your coworker's password to run a program update. Now, suppose this IT tech pretender called and asked for your password. What should you do? Here's my advice. Refuse to share your password and report the call to your supervisor. Do not give out your password. And be aware, even if you have caller ID and the phone number looks legitimate, it may not be. Crooks now have software that replaces their phone number with other numbers. For example, your IT department's number. 3. By email. Email is another way scam artists might attempt to trick you. For example, this employee just received an email, supposedly from a depositor. The name, home address, and phone number are all listed correctly in the message. The sender says she forgot her login and password to her online account. Please email this information right away, she pleads. This institution does not have an email address on file for the depositor. So the employee doesn't know if this actually is a legitimate email address. If you were the employee in this case, what would you do? If you're thinking, don't send the information, you're right. You should also report the incident to your supervisor. And that's it. A couple exercises to help you lock in this information, and we're done.